Hey, what's up YouTube? Steve here from Fishy Aquatics. This is our first video. Just wanted to give you a little introduction to our channel, who we are, and what we're about. So a little bit of background. Ever since I was a kid, I've always enjoyed fish tanks. When I was a young adult, I'd say early to mid 20s, got back into the hobby, got a decent sized tank. It was like a 60-gallon Marine Land from Petco or something. And it's grown from there, and since then decided to expand on breeding different kinds of fish and shrimp. So basically my spare bedroom has turned into the fish room. Not nearly as large as some of the other ones you'll see on YouTube out there, but it's a start. So what we wanted to do was start our channel, share our experiences, our methods, our fails, because we all have fails, like it or not, and show you a little bit of what I have to offer for sale. A little bit of a business pitch in there, but ultimately we want to share information, share tips and tricks, come together as a community, and bring people into and retain them in the hobby. Some ideas for videos we have coming up: a lot of DIYs, how-tos, breeding tips, how I do things, tank tours, and just anything fish related really. So what I'm going to give you a brief tour of my little fish room, or more like a fish corner, as you'll see. But it'll be brief, but in future videos we'll have tank tours where I actually go a little bit more in depth on each tank, what I did, how I have it set up, etc. So glad to see you here. I hope you enjoy, and let's do it. Alright guys, so we're going to start out not in the fish room, but this is actually my display tank in the living room. It's a 75-gallon freshwater, lightly to medium planted. This tank has been an evolution. It's been through a couple different iterations. What I have in there right now, you can see I got some angels, 3 angels actually. Sorry for that glare coming off there. And pearl gourami, got about 5 Bosemani rainbows in there, some platies, some Siamese algae eaters. And for the plants, I got some Java fern, Amazon sword, and there's a few pieces of guppy grass floating around in there. I tried to put some guppy grass in, but it didn't work so well with that circulation pump. But once again, sorry for the glare, just the way the light's coming in. But love this tank. I said it's our display tank in the living room, and my lighting is a Fluval Aqua Sky, which isn't quite as strong as the Plant 3.0, but it works. I mean, the plants I have are fairly low light, and then also you see we have some pothos growing out the back there, so I'm trying to get it like you see on some of the channels. I have it growing all over the room. Filtration, I have a Marine Land 360 right there. I did have a sump I built, but my overflow box, the seam actually split, and I had that hang on back laying around, so I had to hurry up and throw that baby on there, but it works. Plus I have, you see the bubbles coming up behind that piece of driftwood. I have a big old sponge filter back there, just to give some extra biological filtration. So on that note, let's move on into the fish room, guys. Alright YouTube, here we are in my little fish room, or the fish corner as I call it. Right now I have my tanks over here, and I'm working on breeding some stuff. And then this shelf is more of my auxiliary shelf. I have all my shipping supplies up here. You see I got some baby brine shrimp going. I feed daily brine once a day, every morning. I always have a fresh batch of those going. And then down here I got some guppy grass growing out. That's all that's in that tub, is just guppy grass. We'll try and sell some of that. And beside that, oh, my guitar amp. I mean, what's a fish room without a guitar amp, right? Yes, I do play guitar. So let's look at these tanks slightly more in depth. Alright guys, here is my cherry red neocardinia shrimp tank. You can see those guys down there. They've been breeding pretty well for me. I ordered them from, I got about 15 of them from Aquatics about a month and a half ago, and they've been breeding like crazy in there, so that's a good thing. Now, one thing I want to bring up, you may notice my sponge filter in there doesn't have any bubbles coming out of it. I actually unplugged it, so that way you guys wouldn't have to hear the constant hum of the air pump. So I do have a pretty large commercial air pump. So for the sake of filming, that's why there's no bubbles coming out. Now we move down here. These are my Bosemani rainbows that have been growing out. You see some of them are bigger than the other ones. That's because the bigger ones are from my very first batch of fry. Then I had another batch after that. So I'm not selling these guys yet. Going to use them as breeding stock. When they hit maturity, I'll get a spawning mop in there and get some eggs and go from there. Alright, let's move on. Alright, these are my two guppy tanks I have right now. You can see in this one I have the purple mosaics, which I just got a pair. They haven't started breeding yet. Same thing on this side. I have the half black rose guppies. See if I can get a better shot of those for you. Beautiful fish. Both sets of these I also got from Aquatics. Beautiful guppies, and I can't wait for them to start breeding. And you may notice with all my tanks I have the guppy grass in there. Alright, next tank in here I have the yellow tiger Endlers. And I don't know if you can see or not, but there's a decent amount of fry in there. They've been breeding really well for me. I've already sold a couple of the males and the trio. So these guys are doing really good. Alright guys, thanks for coming along with me for the brief tour of my little fish room and our little intro to the channel. Like I said, there's going to be a little bit more in-depth videos coming up on each tank and what we plan on doing. So if you could, take a few minutes out of your time. I know we're just getting started, but if you could go ahead and just like this video and hit that subscribe button and smash that notification button, that way you'll know when the next video comes out. That'd be a big help to me. I'd really appreciate that. So once again, thanks for taking the time to watch this video, and I hope you really like our upcoming content. Have a good one.